Hi, I'm Tiffany Brown. Thanks so much for watching today's video. First of all, let me start by saying thank you so much for your love and support on my latest video. The video where I'm sharing my story of being laid off from my corporate job. Although it wasn't the first time, it's just so reassuring to know that I'm not in this alone. I'm not the only one that's going through this, and I won't be the last. So thank you so much for your love and support on that video. So today's video is going to be a follow-up to that one. So if you're watching this video and you have not had the opportunity to watch my layoff story, please go and watch that now, so that way you don't get lost in trying to figure out what is she talking about? Who is she talking about? Because I want you to be up to speed on the conversation. So I received a lot of heartfelt messages. I also received a lot of questions. And so today this video is going to be answering a few of those questions for you who've asked. So most of you wanted to know a little bit more about my coworker's story and what she's doing now and how she's doing. And then you also wanted to know a little bit more about the services that I am offering as a business coach for those of you who are interested in developing a plan B or an exit strategy to your full-time job now. So we're going to get into that video and we're going to have that discussion today. Okay, so a lot of you are asking me, how is my coworker doing? First of all, she's doing good considering, you can never really gauge a person and their feelings when so much of their livelihood has been affected. So for those of you who listened to the video, who've watched the first video, I was sharing the story about my coworker, Tamra. This is an amazing woman, a woman who basically holds it down for her family, a woman who probably looks just like you. Her same situation. She's a mom, she is a wife, her husband is a frontline worker as a firefighter, and she was basically the one who took care of everything, like a lot of us women do, right? The family was on her insurance, the husband's on her insurance policy. He's out there risking his life every single day for people like us, for the community. And she got news right alongside me that she was going to be let go from her job. And as I mentioned in the video, I just felt so sad, and I felt that I don't want any other woman to feel the way that Tamra felt when she got the news that her job was ending. And although my job was ending as well, my heart went out to her, because here she is pregnant with her fourth child. Her husband's risking his life every single day on the front line. She's taking care of her other babies. She's being the wife. She's being the amazing rep. She's out there doing her job every day. And still it wasn't good enough for the company. So I just want to talk a little bit more about her, how amazing she was, a little bit about our history and background. So when we first came onto this role that we were let go from, we went through training together. We got to know each other. I'm in Orlando. She lives in Tampa. And there was another girl from Tampa that we went through training with. And this girl, her position was saved. As a matter of fact, I just recently found out that not only was her position saved, she's now a full-time employee with the parent company that we were working for at the time. So essentially, they got rid of us and kept two other coworkers on board and basically leveled them up within their position. So I guess if you think about it, they kind of had to trim the fat, right? They had to get rid of a few people to gain a few people. And so Tamra and I's relationship I felt that it was a great relationship. We didn't talk every single day, but whenever there was something going on that we had questions about, or we wanted to role play just to get better within our positions, then we were there for each other. We were there to support each other. We were there to push each other through. We were there to vent when we weren't happy about things. Because sometimes in those spaces, you don't have the capacity to really share your thoughts and feelings with management, right? So we had that connection. And then being moms and out here in these streets every single day, trying to get these conversations started, trying to sell your products, like it can be challenging. It could be a lot. And so after the process of us being let go, Tamra and I got even closer. because there were so many things we had to lean and rely on each other for. We had to rely on each other. Did you get that email? Did you get that email? Because I didn't get the email yet. What are they going to do? When are they going to come pick this crap up? Like, how am I going to close out everything? So we were there connected as teammates, even still after the layoff, because we couldn't go and ask all the questions like we really wanted to. Or let me just say, we probably didn't feel as comfortable reaching out and asking any questions, right? Because we're mad, we're angry, we're upset. You know, we're like, we don't really care. Like, just come get your stuff. So we went through that process together. And I feel that we connected on a whole nother level. And so as we're going through the process, I was having conversations with her and I was asking her, hey, how are you holding up? How's the baby doing? How are you feeling? Just checking in on her, because she, like I said, my heart goes out to her. Like, she was just so upset, and it was just so not good for a woman being pregnant who's about to have birth in about a month, because her baby was due in January. And she was in the process, like, getting all of her baby things together, and then you lay us off a week before Christmas. So it was just really not cool. And it was really a lot of stress on her, and which was really unfortunate. So that's why I knew, as another former mother, as a mother, I had to step in, not only as a teammate for this role that we're in, but as a teammate in this life called motherhood and working and career, to be there beside her, to let her know that everything was going to be okay. Because unlike me, Tamara didn't really have a plan B, a backup plan, anything that she could monetize off of, to where she had something to fall back on in the event of something like this happening. In that moment of me talking to her and working with her, I realized, like, this is the woman I want to help. It's women like Tamara, who's doing all the things, who's showing up every day, not only for her job, but for her family, for her husband, for herself. And she's reaching out to management after we get let go to see, hey, do you have a job? Hey, can I send you my resume? Doing all the right things. But I also thought to myself, I was like, man, like, I just want to take her and just be like, girl, let's do this. Let's take the things that you're passionate about. Let's make some money off of this stuff. Like, let's start developing your backup plan. So this brings me to one of the other questions that I received after posting that video, was that, Tiffany, what exactly do you offer as far as a business coach in developing an exit strategy or a plan B? And that is such a great question, because again, now you can understand of why I'm so passionate about this topic, why I'm so passionate about serving women in this position, because I know what it feels like to show up to a job every single day only because somebody else wants you to be in that role. Somebody else thinks your job is so easy that it's no big deal. Just go get the check, show up every day. Your job's easy. But what people don't know, that are not in our roles, who are not going to work in our positions every day, of what it takes to show up in these places all the time. What it takes, the mental bandwidth to deal with people that we don't necessarily want to deal with, and how we want to continuously want to show up and do the right thing and check all the boxes. And then you're going to step to me and say, my job is easy. I don't want to be here in the first place. So you go talk about your job being easy and leave my job to me. Because this job is not easy. None of our jobs are per se easy. Just because we are qualified and we've been doing it for a very long time, and it may look easy, the perception is it's easy because I do it so effortlessly, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And so for women who are showing up every day at these corporate jobs, women, maybe it's you're showing up every day to a job you don't necessarily have a heart in anymore. You're not passionate about it anymore. Yeah, at one time you were, but as time goes on, as you get older, you start to evolve. You start to think about the things that you're passionate about that has nothing to do with what you're currently doing anymore. And then you start thinking to yourself, like, man, if I could only make money from this, I would not be here right now. Like, I would be like I told y'all in another video, jump the deuces, right? Like, I wouldn't even be here. So I was just drawn to this, and I was just, my heart went out and it hurt for Tamara, because I just did not want to see her breaking down like that, because I'm looking at a very strong woman, very strong, very opinionated, very strong, very confident in who she was. And to see her at this level, it just really broke my heart. And so in that moment, I knew that women like Tamra, who are showing up every day to these jobs, you're giving the job everything, right? But what's left in it for you when they call you up and say you no longer have a job? So my goal is to help women like you show up confidently in your passions, in your purpose, and monetize that. Make money from it. Build your income on the side. Now, it's okay if you're not ready to leave your corporate job. It's okay if that job is comfortable at this moment and you can push on through, because I serve two different types of women. One type of woman is the woman who is working the corporate job, and she's okay, and she just wants to start dabbling in her passions and start figuring out where she wants to go and what her goals are and how she is going to make money from it. And so she's comfortable where she is. And then the other women that I serve are women like me who have been laid off numerous times, or maybe this is your first time being let go, and now you don't really know where to go. Now, you may be comfortable with going back into your industry in your field and getting another job, doing your interview process, trying to get back in it, and that's great. That's great. But for the women who are like, I'm not going back to that, sis, I'm good. What we need to do to make this money on the side, I'm able to help you as well. So there's no pressure, because I understand, because I had to show up every day as well, you see. I had to go to work every day and do something that I wasn't necessarily in love with anymore. But I did it because I knew that there were other things I had to take care of. And so in the back end of things, I made sure that I was growing my business on the side. I was doing a little bit at a time to make sure that I'm stacking and building, just in case my job said to me, Tiffany, your time is up here. Do you feel that pressure from your corporate job or your full-time job that maybe is coming down soon? Maybe you'll be getting that phone call or being called into the administration's office or the management office, or hanging out on a Zoom call, and you have that gut feeling that, ooh, I just don't know what my timeline is like anymore, because now the world has shifted. It has shifted completely. So if you have that feeling of uncertainty and you're not sure where you're going to go or what you're going to do, that's one of the things I help coach on. I'm there to support you throughout that journey and help you build that side hustle, that side business, that plan B, that exit strategy. Because it's okay to still work and get your coins if it's easy for you and it's bearable and you can push through it. Get them coins, sis. Go get them all, but still be stacking coins on the back end. And that's what I help women do. And that's what I am truly, truly passionate about. Because there's nothing burn me up more than us as women not having the control that we need to have. I don't know about you, but I have a control issue, I guess you could say. I want to be in control of my own future. I want to be in control of my own destiny. And it just seemed like after all these years of being in this industry, I no longer had that control. And I definitely did not have the job security. And it was just funny because in my mind, I knew that eventually they want to be like, Tiffany, your time is up. So if you're feeling that way, I am offering free discovery calls for 15 minutes of your time to just work through it, to figure out what it is that you want to do. And if you are interested, I offer a one-on-one business coaching program. So we can talk about it, we can hash it out, we can get all your ideas together, we can start that planning process sooner rather than later. But even if you're later to the game and that layoff is unexpected and you weren't expecting them to be like, I'm sorry, pack your things up, it's time for you to go, I can help you through that process. And why, you're probably asking, well, how? Why? Because I've been there. I've been there. And not only have I been there once, I said I've been there 4 times. 4 times. And that may not be a lot to you who may be watching. But for me, being in an industry that's supposed to be stable, that is supposed to be a place where I retire from, and it's consistently the same thing, and it's all based off of like the company and what their goals are and how they have to cut people. I don't know. So I just wanted to like reiterate that, because now Tamara is doing amazing. We still talk. I still check in with her to make sure that she's doing, really truly what she wants to do. And also, I mean, she's going to go back to work, and that's totally fine. But now the mindset is different. Now her thought process is different, because it's like, ooh, if I get laid off again, I ain't about to be stuck. I ain't about to be running folks down and begging them for things, or, getting them to respond to me. I'm not about to be that woman anymore. Because why? I'm confident in my abilities of who I am as a woman, where I'm trying to be, what my goals are, and I have an exit strategy or a plan B that's going to help me reach those goals. So again, thank you so much for the love on that video. I really appreciate it. If you are one of the two types of women that I've mentioned in this video, one who likes her corporate job, right? She's good, she's comfortable working there, but she still has something tugging in her that she's meant for more, or she wants to start developing an exit strategy or a plan B to her current career, I got you, sis. If you have the feeling that you may be laid off, or you've been currently laid off, and you're trying to figure out what is that you can monetize, what passions that you have that you can monetize and make money from in the time being, I'm your girl. I got you, sis. Just schedule your discovery call with me for 15 minutes of your time and just figure out if that's something that you or someone you know can benefit from. And we'll hash it out. We'll talk about it, and we'll work out a plan. And then we can revisit it, and then you can make the decision whether or not it's for you. So again, thank you so much for all the love and support. I'm just happy to be in a space where I feel comfortable. I feel it's just who I am, and I'm just ready to serve. So of course, send me any messages, comment, let me know if you have any questions about anything at all. And as always, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will chat in the next video.